All right, let's just jump right in. You ever get that feeling, that sense that you're falling behind, that you're stuck while everyone else is just flying past you? Well, today, we're going to tear down that whole idea. We're unpacking a powerful blueprint that says the race was never against them in the first place. It has always, always been against you.
And this quote right here, this isn't just some nice-sounding phrase you put on a poster. No, this is a genuine strategic advantage. This one idea, if you really get it, is the key to real, lasting growth. It's about tuning out all that noise from the outside world and pointing your focus exactly where it's going to make a difference, inward.
So that's the real question, isn't it? If your only competition is your past self, how do you actually, win day after day? Well, that's what we're here to do. We're going to walk through the exact tools and the mindset shifts you need to do just that. First off, we've got to talk about this, the comparison trap. This is a game that almost all of us are losing, and we don't even realize we're playing it. With social media, all we see are people's wins, their perfect vacations, their promotions, their highlight reel. And we're sitting here comparing their polished, finished product to our own messy, day-to-day process. It's a game you can't win, and all it does is drain your energy.
And this right here, this is the big twist. The real opponent isn't your coworker. It's not your neighbor, and it's definitely not some influencer on Instagram. The real fight is with that version of you that makes excuses, the one that chooses the couch over the gym, the one that says, "I'll do it tomorrow." Every single day, you get a chance to beat that person. It's not about beating others. It's about conquering your own resistance.
So let's start with section 1, the real opponent. Because before you can change a single thing in your outer world, you have got to win the inner game. And one of the most powerful tools for this is something called the mirror test. It sounds simple, almost too simple. You just stand in front of a mirror and ask yourself, honestly, if you're proud of the person looking back at you. We avoid this, right? Because when you're looking yourself in the eye, all the excuses just melt away. It forces you to be radically honest with the one person who can actually change your life.
So, how do you actually do it? Well, it breaks down into 3 steps. First, you ask the hard questions. Am I really giving my best effort? Am I being honest with myself about my habits? Second, you identify the gap between the person you are and the person you want to be. And third, and this is so important, you make just one honest commitment. Don't try to fix your whole life overnight. Just pick one thing and start building that trust with yourself again.
Okay, so once you've had that honest conversation, you need the right tool to actually make a change. And this slide shows the difference perfectly. See, motivation is a spark. It's awesome, it's emotional, it's exciting, but it burns out fast. Discipline, though, discipline is an engine. It's not flashy, it's logical, it's consistent, and it is incredibly powerful. It just keeps running, whether you feel like it or not.
Just let that sink in for a second. This is the real difference between amateurs and professionals in any field. Amateurs wait until they feel motivated. Pros build the discipline to do the work regardless of how they feel. Real winners stop chasing the temporary high of motivation and start building the reliable, powerful engine of discipline.
So we've covered the inner game. Now let's talk about the outer world. How do we take that discipline and turn it into real-world results? It's all about building systems for success.
This is such a critical idea. Everybody has big goals, right? We all want the success, the great relationships, the good health, but goals are just wishes without a solid foundation. And that foundation? That's your systems, your daily habits. In the end, what you do on autopilot is what's really shaping your future.
So how do you actually build those better habits? Well, here's a brilliant and simple technique called habit stacking. The idea is to link a new habit you want to create to a habit you already do without thinking. So, like the example here, after I pour my morning coffee, that's the thing you already do, I will write down my priorities for the day. That's the new habit. You just bolt the new thing onto the old one. It's genius.
Now, another huge system you have to get right is your social circle. The people you spend time with generally fall into one of 3 buckets. You've got your drainers. They zap your energy and your belief. You have to limit your time with them. Then there are maintainers. They're fine. They keep you comfortable, but they don't push you. You got to balance them. And finally, you have the builders. These are the people who inspire you and challenge you to be better. You need to surround yourself with them.
And don't get it twisted. This isn't just about who you hang out with on a Friday night. This is a core life strategy. The energy, the mindset, the standards of the people around you, they seep into you. They become your own. They are either fuel for your growth or an anchor holding you back. There is no middle ground.
All right, on to our final section, the long game. This is all about how you sustain success. It's about playing for keeps.
To really understand the long game, you have to hear this incredible story about the Chinese bamboo tree. For the first year, you water it, you take care of it, nothing. Second year, same thing, nothing. Third year, fourth year, still absolutely nothing on the surface. It looks like a complete waste of time. But then, in the fifth year, it just explodes, shooting up 80 feet in just a few weeks.
And that's the power of patience. See, the bamboo wasn't doing nothing for 4 years. It was growing underground. It was building this massive, complex root system needed to support that incredible growth. And your journey is exactly the same. Those times when it feels like you're stuck, when you're not seeing results, that's when you're building your foundation. Patience isn't passive. It's a weapon.
Another huge piece of the long game is changing how you think about failure. So many people see failure as a stop sign, the end of the road. But winners, they see it as a guidepost. Every single loss is a lesson. Every mistake is just feedback. It's not the end. It's just data telling you what to try differently next time.
I mean, who could say it better than Michael Jordan himself? The greatest basketball player of all time didn't succeed in spite of his failures. He succeeded because of them. He learned to embrace failure as just part of the process, and that's what gave him the resilience to keep going when others would have quit. That is a champion's mindset.
So let's just imagine for a second. You did the work. You were patient. You built the habits. You learned from every failure. And then it happens. You win. You hit the goal. But here's the question. Is that the end of the story?
No way. In fact, there's a hidden danger here, something called arrival syndrome. It's that sneaky belief that once you hit a big goal, you've made it. You can finally relax, you can ease up. But this is the exact moment that separates the greats from the one-hit wonders. Complacency is the enemy of greatness.
And this is maybe the most important truth of all. The trophy, the title, the money in the bank, all of that stuff is temporary. The real prize, the thing that lasts forever, is who you became along the way. The discipline you built, the resilience you forged, the confidence you earned. That's the real win, and nobody can ever take that away from you.
One win is an amazing thing. It proves you can do it. It proves you're capable. But the real test in life isn't getting to the top of the mountain once. It's what you do after that.
And that's the final question we're left with. The greatest champions in any field answer this question not by taking a long vacation, but by finding a new, bigger mountain to climb. They know that the win wasn't the finish line. It was just the starting block for the next race. So the question for you is, what's next?